Hello and welcome to Gemini New Moon Yoga, where we will explore the repeated patterns of the mind and consider new ways of thinking or rewriting our inner narrative. So close your eyes, find a nice comfortable seated position, and tune into the breathing. Let each breath create a little more space between you and your thoughts. Feel the expansion of the inhale and the contraction of the exhale. Today we will explore the thoughts we repeatedly practice and the possibilities waiting beyond them. So ask yourself, what thoughts are you practicing today? What stories are repeating in your mind? And what do those inner narratives communicate to your body? And for a moment, flip the coin. What other perspectives may be available to you? You don't need to force a new narrative. Just become curious. The nervous system responds to the quality of the breath. So let's start off with a little pranayama, the 3-part breathing. Awakening communication between the belly, ribcage, and chest. Start off with the first part, bringing your hands to your belly and breathing into the belly. Feeling it rise and fall against your hands. Creating space between you and your thoughts. And then move your hands up to your rib cage and breathe into the top of your belly and the bottom of your ribs. When we slow down and become present, we're communicating safety to the body. So as you breathe into your ribs, remember, you are not every thought that passes through your mind. You are the awareness, noticing them. Bring your hands to your chest in a butterfly hug. Tap your fingers and soothe yourself, holding space for the parts of you that want to be heard. Feeling the rise and fall of your chest. And releasing all that no longer serves you with each exhale. And then combine your 3-part breath, breathing into the belly, rib cage, and chest, and then exhaling it all away. Bring your hands down and let's release the mental tension that gets stored in the shoulders with some shoulder rolls. Gemini is associated with the shoulders, the arms, the lungs, and the nervous system. In the shoulders, we carry a lot of mental tension physically. What have you been holding? Has anything been loud or repetitive in your mind that could be causing tension in your shoulders? Release your hands and take a Gomukhasana, opening the pathway between heart, throat, and mind. If this is too much for you, then skip it. Just keep with your shoulder rolls. Otherwise, you can go ahead and switch your hands. Being easy on those shoulders. feeling the interconnection through the body, the connection between the belly, the chest, the arms, the shoulders. Go ahead and switch your arms a few times and consider the connective tissue, that web that connects all the parts of you, the home of all the nerves, in constant communication with the brain. Bring your left hand to your right knee, right hand behind you, and consider the possibility of a new perspective. Twist to the other side. We might not change overnight, but we can create meaningful change over time. So just become curious about another possibility and switch side to side a few times. Sometimes a shift occurs just because we're willing to look at the same situation from a different angle and reach for a new perspective. Reach that top arm up and switch back to the other side. Again, reach that top arm up, reaching for new perspectives, new, better feeling thoughts. And then we'll reach that front arm up, opening through the belly, opening through the heart, creating space for new possibilities. And find your neutral seat. Take a bind behind your back, clasping your hands together, lifting your chin. Open your chest for that authentic self-expression, and then turn inward, reaching the arms up and back. And switch between these two positions, listening for the stories underneath the noise of the mind, listening for the truth in the body. We don't need to find all the answers. Our only job is to listen. Reach those arms behind you and in front. Take a seated cat-cow. Inhaling, open through the heart, and exhaling to close the arms. Lightening up your energetic being. And then find your neutral seat. And straighten your legs in front of you for a wide leg seated forward fold. And walk your hands forward. Relax your head. And soften into curiosity rather than certainty. Our only job is to illuminate our inner narratives with our awareness, lovingly and non-judgmentally. Practice meeting yourself exactly where you are. Walk your hands toward one of your legs, and then the other. We'll take a little half circle flow. So go ahead and flow from one side to the other, feeling the connection from the leg to the arm. And hold space. Sometimes an inner part of you simply needs to be heard. Bring your left foot to your right inner thigh and take a side bend. Then place that hand behind you. Lift up and back for a baby wild thing, opening up through the front side of the body. Creating space through the chest and belly for new possibilities. Knowing that the stories you practice in your mind are not the only stories available to you. Sit up, switch your legs. take your side stretch to baby wild thing flow. Can you remain open to becoming without forcing? Always inhaling open and exhaling to close, flowing with the rhythm of the breath. And move into a tabletop for a cat-cow flow. Feeling the front side and the back side of the body move like a conversation. Inhale, the belly receives. Exhale, the back responds. Mind to body, body to mind. Notice the communication happening silently beneath the surface. And then step your left foot out, tuck your back toes, and rock back and forth, opening up that inner thigh. We'll move into thread the needle pose here. So come through stillness and reach your right arm up. Maybe take a bind behind your back, opening up the belly, the chest. Reach back up and thread the needle. Open up your arms like a book, opening to the possibility of new perspectives, feeling the interconnected web, the fascia, the connective tissue weaving through the entire body. And come back up. Reach your left arm up, twisting open, and if it's in your practice, thread the needle, twisting away from the body. Feeling that giant communication network. No part exists in isolation, and the same is true internally. Come back through tabletop into a baby wild thing, expanding beyond your familiar patterns. And move back into tabletop, take a down dog, and then lower back to tabletop. Reach your right foot out, tuck your back toes and rock back and forth, opening up through the inner thigh. Reach your left arm up. Maybe take a bind at the top. No part exists in isolation, and the same is true internally. Thread the needle, open the book. The fearful part, the hopeful part, the critical part, the wise part. The task at hand is not to choose one part over another, but learning how to let every part of you belong and hold space for them all. Come back through center and then reach your right arm up. Thread the needle and twist away from your long leg if that's in your practice today. Maybe opening up the book, holding space for all the parts of you, especially the possible parts you've yet to create, the inspired one, the empowered one. Take a baby wild thing, opening up to all of those new possibilities. And tuck your toes. Reach your left foot up. Bend your knee at the top. Open through the front of the hips. Step that foot forward. Drop your back knee. Reach your arms up. Kapyasana. And bring your hands into prayer. Take a prayer twist. And as you twist, imagine wringing off the grip of old mental patterns. Reach back up and place your hands inside your left foot. Come into a low lunge twist. And then turn back into your low lunge and back to your twist a few times. We're not forcing our old patterns away, but separating them from our identity and the truth of our being. Just because a thought is well practiced and familiar doesn't mean it's true. Take any last variations, maybe a side angle, then step back into your down dog. Walk your knees out and reach your right leg up. Bend your knee at the top for a 3-legged down dog. And step that foot forward. Drop your back knee down. Reach your arms up. And take a prayer twist. Question the assumptions shaping your inner narrative, loosening their grip. They are not part of your identity. They're just the thoughts you've been rehearsing. Take your low lunge twists, creating space for growth while remaining grounded, twisting on the foot. Always remembering to honor your body, especially as we move through these next few poses. We've been preparing for these peak poses. They're very challenging, so always know you can rest in a child's pose for a few moments. And step back into your downward facing dog. Walk those knees out. Reach your left leg up, expanding your view, your perspective. And then thread the needle, twisting on the top foot, maybe reaching the right arm up. And then back to your 3-legged down dog. And we're going to do that 3 times. Notice the thoughts arising when things become challenging. Do you encourage yourself or do you criticize yourself? Maybe take a full wild thing pose. Expanding, finding new shapes. And back to your 3-legged down dog. Walk those knees out. And reach your right leg up. Thread the needle 3 times. And remember, the thoughts we think have been practiced thousands of times. This Gemini New Moon invites us to observe our inner dialogue. Not every thought deserves your belief. Curiosity creates space. Belief in negative thinking creates contraction. So step beyond your perceived limitation and embody a new story. Reach for another possibility. Take your wild thing. And then take a yoga worm. Practice flowing, not forcing, not resisting, just moving from down dog to up dog. Keep it flowing. And then bring your left knee forward for a pigeon pose. Breathe, plant those fingertips. And exhale, fold. Inhale, up and back. Noticing what emotions, stories, thoughts have been asking for your attention and asking to be heard. You can rest in a pigeon or you can take a mermaid pose. Hooking your toes in your elbow, clasping your hands together, opening belly and heart. Then gently lower the leg down and step back into your downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward for pigeon, and again, take your spinal flow. Be the observer of the body, the breath, the movement, noticing sensations, emotions, stories. Don't analyze, just hold space for yourself. allowing yourself to be, creating space and trust where attention and self-protection once lived. Maybe take that mermaid pose. And then gently lower your foot back down. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and lower down onto your belly. Bend your knees and take some reverse windshield wipers, wringing out old patterns, allowing them to unwind with compassion. Thank them for trying to protect you and let them know it will no longer be necessary. Take a half frog, bringing your left knee up to the side, and a sphinx with the arms. Walk them over to the right, being open to a new relationship with the past. Bless your old self. Don't judge them or criticize them. Twist toward your knee. Healthy change happens through expansion and practice, not criticism, not force. Reach your right arm behind you. Plant your left hand. Step that foot over for a broken wing. The nervous system settles through safety and communicates that information to the mind. So soften the armor around your heart. Release any fear in your hip flexor. Come back through center and take a half frog on the other side. And ask yourself, what mindset have you been practicing? Come into Sphinx. Walk your hands away from your bent knee. Are you protecting yourself? Have you been preparing for something that isn't happening right now? Try to soften. Allow yourself to be supported and held. Walk your hands toward your bent knee. And then walk your hands back through center. Reach your left arm long. Step that foot behind you. Broken wing pose. Releasing any heaviness in the body. Unwinding all those stories you've always told yourself. Maybe they were passed down to you. Maybe they were never yours to carry. Make your way back onto your belly for a few breaths. And then turn onto your back. Place your elbows under your shoulders for a fish pose, finding a sense of openness. Letting this openness signal a willingness to experience life, to experience new truths and limitless possibility. A willingness to hold space for new ways of being and not forcing yourself to change, just a willingness to stop rehearsing who you've always practiced being. Open your heart to who you want to be, to a new conversation between your mind and your body. A new way of relating to yourself, a new way of thinking about yourself, a new possibility. Look toward your feet and lay back. It is finally time for Savasana. So during this practice, observe any stories that arise in the mind and remember that you are the awareness beneath them. Take any adjustments you need, adjusting hips and shoulders, and breathing deeply. Nice, long, slow, deep breath. And imagine your thoughts as pathways through a forest. Some pathways have been walked so many times they feel automatic. There's a pathway to self-doubt, comparison, fear, unworthiness. part of the human experience. They're familiar and easy to find. Today we practice something different. Awareness. Awareness creates possibility and new choices, new pathways. This Gemini New Moon reminds us transformation doesn't begin when life changes. It begins when we become conscious of the conversations happening within us. May your inner narrative become kinder, more curious, and less judgmental, less restrictive, more compassionate toward yourself as you dance this song of life. Rest here for a moment, holding space for yourself. Trusting the wisdom of the Spirit to guide the mind and the body. And again, bring your awareness to your breathing. Getting curious about the breath. Maybe it feels a little easier than it did at the start of the class. Notice the energy in your feet, in your palms, and then take some nice full body stretches to wake yourself back up. Maybe you just want to wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe you want to rock back and forth. Maybe you want to turn onto your right side for a few deep breaths. Remembering this is your practice, so do whatever your body is craving. And then whenever you're ready, make your way back up to your seat. And one last time, feel the ground beneath you. Feel the length, the lift in your spine. And become aware of your breathing. Maybe you'd like to join me, bringing your hands together at the center of your chest. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.